Okay, so recently a YouTuber called the Chip Tide put out a video about the longest possible run in Lethal Company with the highest possible quota mathematically. And his conclusion was that the highest possible quota is 52,574, and that it is mathematically impossible to get anything higher than that. That's not true. Um, and it's not true for multiple reasons. Three, to be exact. But before I talk about that, I will mention that um, uh, in my calculations, I used different values for the max loot. The ones he used in the video were accurate to the wiki up until very recently. The wiki got changed just recently, so I'm not sure if the values that are on the wiki now are the ones that are correct, but we're going to assume that they are. And hopefully I'm going to be a little bit closer anyway to the max quota. So, first reason is shotguns. He does not talk about shotguns at all. He does not include shotguns at all. And shotguns, you can get them from nutcrackers who spawn everywhere except Val, and you can get up to 10 nutcrackers, which means up to 10 shotguns worth 90 credits each. That's 2,700 credits per cycle. And that is very, very significant. In the comments of his video, he mentions how shotguns probably weren't significant. They definitely were. Just by including shotguns alone, we can increase the amount of quota cycles you can survive by 2, going from 37 to 39. Second thing is that he has a lot of overspending. You can see here, this is how much he's overspending on each quota cycle. He's spending like some 20 extra per cycle or something. And that's like a fourth of an apparatus. So he does not calculate he does not calculate how much he needs to spend very well. He isn't selling player bodies to get extra money out of it, and he's not accounting for the overtime bonus. So when I was calculating for myself, what I went ahead and did was I made some scripts to help me calculate the amount that would actually need to be paid. And it turns out you can get within 1 on every day, aside from those first few where you need to overspend in order to spend less on later days. But you might be asking, what is the point of shaving off a few dollars here and there, right? Like, surely it doesn't matter, since as he says in the video, you still have a bunch of stuff left over that you can't spend. That's because he forgot about high rolls. See, towards the start of the video, he explains how we're going to go for the lowest roll every time in order to live the longest possible time. And he puts up this graph. And this, I'm going to say, does not age well. It, well, couldn't have aged well to begin with because it wasn't true in the first place. You see, our goal is not to live the longest time possible, but to sell the most amount of scrap possible. If your calculations are ending up with more than 0 scrap remaining at the end of your run, then you do not have the maximum possible quota. So by his calculations, he just doesn't have the max possible quota, even if we don't count for shotguns. So how do you solve this? Well, the method that I came up with is to have the last, every day before the last 2 cycles, we sell, the quota should be rolling as low as possible. But on the last 2 quotas, we want to roll as high as possible in order to make sure that we're selling every dollar. And that way, we can get a significantly higher quota. And I'm not sure exactly how much higher, but it's like at least, I don't even know. I didn't write this down. After recalculating the numbers to account for all of these, the final quota that you can achieve is actually 76,811. We have 0 scrap left by the final day. The next quota is 91,220, and we've slaughtered 90 players in order to save a little bit of extra money. His quota was off by 50% almost. He was very, very far off, not even close to the nearly correct answer. And even this, I'm not sure if it's correct, again, because the wiki is, kind of sketchy right now. And I'm not sure how the rounding works in Lethal Company. So I'm not sure if the numbers that I'm getting are actually plausible or not for each individual quota. But that's all.